Hi, this is Brad Turpin. In this video, we'll be looking at how to interactively export data that has been uploaded to SystemLink out to CSV file. Specifically, data that has been uploaded to SystemLink Test Insights. Now, SystemLink has a lot of viewing and analysis features, and for much of your workflow, you'll probably stay within the SystemLink ecosystem to look at data that's been uploaded. But you might want to export data to run it through existing analysis tools or viewing tools, or send it to folks in your organization who don't have access to SystemLink. The good news is SystemLink makes this export easy to do. Now, the data that's loaded into Test Insights consists of two hierarchies, or if you think about it as a database, two tables. And you see these tables in the user interface as well. What we're staring at here is the list of test results. This is a top-level pass-fail where one line equals a test result, and you see all the various fields for that test result. But behind this test result is usually a whole sequence of test steps. If I double-click on this test result, I'll see again that information describing the test result, where it came from, what time, the tester, the product, but also all of the various steps that were run to validate that UUT. Measurement steps or action steps with a status and an outcome. In this case, each of these 6 test results have exactly 502 test steps. And we want to export both the test result information and the test step information. Now, first, you select the data that you want to export to CSV file, and you do that always in this test results table. Let's say that we just want to export the test result information from this top serial number 6 test result, but also all the steps that belong to it. You select that test result here in this table, and then you go to the Download menu and choose Export to CSV. And here you've got a couple of choices. You can export to test results, and that's just this first line. But you can also export to a test steps file, and that sends all the 502 rows that belong to this test result. If I look at my downloads in Windows Explorer, you'll see that I have 2 new files, a test results file that is small with just that one line, and a test steps file, which is considerably larger. If I open these up in a text editor or in Excel in this case, we'll see there's just this one test result in the test result file. And if I open up the test steps, we'll see a whole bunch of test steps, 502 exactly. And if I zip to the bottom end, we've got a header line, we've got a main sequence, and then 502 test steps with all the descriptive properties and the measurement results, and even some extra information about the data from that test step if it's a measurement. Okay, so that worked great. The good news is that exporting data from Test Insights to CSV interactively is super easy. You just select the data you want to look at, and you can do that with a variety of methods we're not going to go into here with filtering and querying. But once you've selected, you pull the download menu, pull down, and you export to CSV file. The bad news is this interactive export option that the user interface gives you that's so easy is limited to 1,000 rows. So if instead of selecting one of these test results, I pick all 6 of them, and behind those 6 test results, there are 502 steps each, so that's 6 times 502, way more than 1,000 steps. I can once again export to test results and export to test steps, and I can go back to my downloads, and now I see the new test result file, which is bigger than the old one. And I'll see not one line in Excel, but a line for each of the test results. That worked just fine. But if I open up the test steps, instead of seeing 502 times 6 rows, I just have a header line and 1,000 test step results. This is the limitation that I was speaking of. When you export interactively, the results that go to your CSV file are truncated to just 1,000 lines. So that's the bad news. If you need to export more than 1,000 rows of data, you need to export programmatically, either with Swagger or using one of the REST API compiler options. And we have API wrappers for LabVIEW, Python, and .NET. Alternatively, you could interactively select one of these results and export to a couple of files, and then select the next result and export it to a couple of files. So if you just have a few things you want to look at, and each test result has less than 1,000 rows of test steps, you'll be okay.